And
We're
we
back.
are we are back. We are fashionably late, y'all. But it's okay. But hello, everyone, and welcome back to BC WrestlePod. We are back with the Wedo Bites, your Stardom post-show review crew here at BC WrestlePod. My name is Mikey El Jefe. I will be leading us tonight, but I am joined by some very good friends of mine. First and foremost, he is a part of the Wedo Bites crew. We have indoctrinated him into the Church of Joshi Wrestling, so love to see that. It is Obi-Wan Cannoli. May the fourth be with you. Jesse is in the built-in, who also has a Ducks game happening at the same time, so this is gonna be fun.
I'll make this review really short. I didn't watch it. All right, goodbye.
No. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna get Jesse out as much as I say an hour, but I mean, come on now, it's us, so really, it's not gonna happen. But joining us as well, he is, I mean, if he wants to be a part of the Stardom crew, if time will let him, he's officially joining because we have also indoctrinated him into the Church of Joshi with this event. Mr. All Star Grand Benny himself, Benny. Hi, Benny. Welcome.
Greetings and salutations, uh, Mikey, Jesse, internet people. Let's rock and roll.
Hell yes. So we are here. We are about a week away from what was Stardom's All Star Grand Queendom 2026, the biggest event for Stardom and the big spring event for the company as well. And we are going to be here tonight to give you all the action from the pre-show to the main card because there is a lot of stuff to talk about. So I don't want to waste our time, so let's just jump into the action. So we're going to start with the pre-show. There's a lot of matches to talk about. So we got 3 matches on the pre-show, which were always a lot of fun. So let's just jump into it. So we kick things off with our first match, of course. By the way, thank you, Stardom, for giving me the official graphics because they look clean and I appreciate that I can find them on the internet in the aspect ratio that I need to. I need other companies to do better. Anywho, not going to name names. Anywho,
I'll name all of them if you want.
I mean, we'll do it later. Alrighty. So, in our first opening pre-match, this is, of course, Aya Sakura taking on Kikyo Furusawa. So, essentially, this is Cosmic Angels versus the freshman crew of Itoi Respect Gundam, which, yes, I had to do my research to make sure I did all of this correctly. And I feel like this was a precursor to what we would get with, Maki Ito and Natsupoi, which would be on the main card. In this particular of how we got here, Aya Sakura is rebounding from her loss to Rana Yagami for the Future of Stardom title, which now she is ineligible to challenge for again, which is crazy. And Kikyo Furusawa is rebounding from losing the Rookie of Stardom 2026 final to Emma Mashima, which we're going to talk about her in a little bit. I thought this was a pretty fun opener. I think this was some good back and forth action. This is like your younger members of the factions that they represent, kind of just going at it, and I had a fun time with this. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to Jesse first. Jesse, what did you think of Aya and Kikyo?
I didn't watch it. No, I really like this. Is a great opening match. If this is the rookie class that they have, then the future of professional wrestling is in very good hands, especially with this promotion. Aya's strikes were much stronger than Kikia's, just in watching it. And that, what it was, a basement drop kick. I wrote basement drop kick. Oh, that's what it was. Set up for that whole front roundhouse, and then the counter was a basement drop kick right to the knee. That looked like it hurt. But it was a really clever spot. I hadn't seen that in at least a long time. There was a good trade-off between submissions because we had the triangle choke and we had that ankle lock where she also crossed the legs too to add even more pressure. And you don't see many matches end in like a bridging German suplex, but I mean, in Stardom, we're getting that more. So I thought this was a great way to start it off. And if this is the rookies, these are the best rookies I've seen in I don't even know how long.
I'm telling you, the dojos these girls be training at are no joke. Benny, same question to you. How do we feel about this opener?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like this felt like a Young Lions match. To coin a phrase, steal a phrase from New Japan. I really like that cool roll through with the ankle lock and like the anaconda uh, wraparound as well. Like, there was a great flying knee in this from Kyoko, and I really liked that. That was great. And as you said, like there was like a picture perfect German suplex with a bridge, and I'm a sucker for a good bridge. I'm not an engineer, but I'm a sucker for a good bridge.
You're like, where's the joke counter?
I
No,
had a
I do
few, but I
appreciate
decided to
it.
leave it alone. We're still warming up. We're only what 5 minutes in.
We're only 5 minutes in, and it's gonna get crazier from here. But it's kind of the results of this match. It's Aya Sakura winning via a bridging German suplex, which was a beautiful thing to see. And this was a solid opener. And the crazy thing is that this was on the pre-show, but this match overachieved. And I was like, goodness, if this is on the pre-show, what is this main card about to look like? I cannot wait to see. So let's keep it going though. So the second match on the pre-show is a tag team match in which we see God's Eye Kiyoka Kotatsu being paired up with a Stardom rookie, Montoi Hamabe, taking on Mivito Loca's Akira Kuragane and Anne Kanaya. So
You got through it.
I know these names are going to kill me, I swear. Again, lots of young talent reps on this big stage. I thought this was a really fun. We got some quick lockups, exchanges. The double team drop kick spot was really, really nice to see, which I really, really love. Um, we also get some stomp outs, Boston Crabs from on, uh, cradle exchanges, and then, of course, to get the win, Hamabe locks in the cross arm breaker on Kanaya, which means she taps. Again, really fun young rep. The rookies repping for the tag team match. I thought this was another really, really solid match, especially in the tag team match because there's a lot of tag team action on the show, which we're going to talk about. But Betty, I'm going to come to you first. How did we feel about this tag team match?
Uh, this was the first of several really great tag matches uh, on this night, and I I really like how technically sound everybody is. Um, there was a really nice judo throw in right before the cross arm breaker that I was a huge fan of, and I really like the uh, faction warfare that has been playing out, even two matches in.
Love it. Jesse, what about you? How did we feel about this tag team match?
I liked that they let the rookies kind of take the lead, and it was very rookie heavy just to show off what they could do, which was great. The match itself was definitely slow to get started, but overall, it was definitely enjoyable to watch. I'm really bummed that Ane took the pin because as she came out, I was like, oh no, I think I found another favorite in this promotion because I just watching her work and her presentation, I definitely like Ane and the definite juxtaposition between her and her partner, just completely different looks and approaches. This was a good match in the pre-show. I was happy with it.
Excellent. And there's a little bit of aftermath too, after post match because An took the loss badly and she pushed Hamabe away after the match. So really cool to also see, even within the rookie generation, that we have some friction teases between friends, and which Stardom really, really loves to do those ever so often, which we love to see. So I love that even like your more seasoned girls and the rookies. There's lots of stuff going on. So really, really fun stuff and looking forward to it. Alrighty, let's get into our final pre-show match, which was a really, really fun one too. We also had a bit of a tumble making some entrances in this particular match, but we love to see it. So this was a high-speed six-way scramble match, if you will, and this had the likes of Senna, Yuna Mizumori, Momokogo, Lady C, Tomoka Inaba, and CMLL Stabita. So this was great. Even though this was not for the high speed championship, this was like a high speed championship match where the girls just went off. Like they went in and out. It was nonstop. Everyone was hitting moves, lots of dynamics hitting here. Some really fun stuff like we had Lady C jumping Yuna before the match even started, which was really, really funny. Lots of leg sweeps, one counts. Lady C hits a giant swing on Tomoka Inaba, rolling cradle, springboard missile drop kick plus a double 619 spot was really, really fun to see.
Will that be a 1238?
Yes, that would be 1238. And then Senna's a fisherman suplex for the 2. Yuna tries to go for a sliding lariat and tries to go for the Supergirl. Yes, that is her finisher. But Senna counters with the head scissors into a thunder roll on Mizumori for the pin. So your winner of this high-speed scramble match is Senna. Jesse, what did you feel about our scramble match?
It was fast, it was chaotic, it was dangerous, and it was a very good way to end the pre-show without sucking the energy out of the room. Kind of kept the audience engaged.
Love that. And Benny, same question to you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like this one, it was short and it didn't overstay its welcome, and there wasn't one of my biggest problems with multi-person matches is that, especially in in Western promotions right now, it's always like 2 people in, 8 on the floor, roll in, watch and repeat. But there was a lot of like 4-on-4 spots and stuff like that. So I really liked that. It was really different. And second math joke, with Lady C doing the 7 rotations of the giant swing, because it's the metric system, is that like double or is it
Oh my gosh, not the metric jokes. Lord help us. Oh, Benny, I like you already.
So, I really liked the European clutch for the win. Like, there have been a lot of great bridges already, and there's going to be a lot more.
I thought this was a lot of fun. And again, what I love with Stardom is that even pre-show matches have stakes to this because after the words, Senna gets on the microphone. Well, to set this up, because Senna got the pin, she calls her shot for the high-speed championship. And so looking forward to seeing when and where we get that one. But that was our pre-show. Strap yourselves in because let's get into this main card because boy howdy, there was a lot of fun matches here. And let's kick things off with our match that opened up the main card, which already you get one of these. Yes, ma'ams. We love it. So this is a singles match. This is Natsupoi taking on Miss Maki Ito. It was so much. The story going into this was so much fun. So here's how we got here, right? So, upon further research, these two have a bit of a rivalry, even going from the TJPW days. So, this was a rivalry reignited. But to specifically talk about the Stardom bits, Natsupoi destroyed Maki Ito's Kawaii Championship title belt in a tag match dispute. Maki repaired it. Natsupoi destroyed it again. Maki built a giant Kawaii symbol. Natsupoi stole it and set it on fire.
I thought, Mikey, I thought that was pronounced Kawaii.
Kawaii. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I am a Mexican and Puerto Rican trying to pronounce these Japanese names.
Enough said.
But you are correct, Kawaii, because I don't want. Well, I mean, it's Maki Ito, so honestly, it can go either way. But for the sake of it, and not to get destroyed in the comments, so we're gonna say Kawaii. But yeah, Natsupoi set that symbol on fire. I was like, "Whoa, what is happening?" And so, at a Kurigan Hall tag team match, the burning symbol appeared on the video screen and it became cursed, freaking Natsupoi out. Natsupoi showed up she showed up in a Kairi Hojo inspired gear. This was a whole lot of craziness. And so that is how we got here. Yes, that is a lot. I was just like, Lord help us. This is about to go crazy. Now, the story getting here was funny. It was entertaining. But when that bell rang, let me tell you, these two went at it. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. We had lockups. Maki going for the Kokeshi headbutt. The cutest punches spot, which is hilarious. Backbreakers, modified stretch mufflers, cartwheels out of a lariat, the murder kill drop kick. At one point, Maki brings out the burnt up symbol to mess with Natsupoi to stop her from doing the top rope dive. Which then Natsupoi grabs it and waffles Maki with it and just hits her with it. Tornado DDT on the floor. We had headbutt wars and even headbutting the turnbuckles at one point, which was nuts. A tornado DDT and Meteora from Maki for the 2. Natsupoi locking in the fairy magic, but then switches to the ferial gift. Kick out. Then, of course, Maki does what Maki does best, and she flips off her opponent, which we love to see. Which then Natsupoi answers by roundhouse kicking her in the win. Natsupoi tries to go for a Fisherman Buster to set up the ferrying ring, but Maki reverses it into the Ito Clutch Flash Pin. Your winner via the Ito Clutch, Maki Ito. That was a lot. And this was only a 10-minute match.
Work rate was so fast. Incredible. Maki Ito, her in-ring work is always great. Again, somebody that I got to see a few months ago, who performed up here in Vermont, shockingly. Natsupoi, every time I watch her, she gets more and more impressive. She's slowly becoming one of my favorites. I think the announcer called it was a cuteness fight. So it was a cuteness fight with the Kawaii vibe. So it was definitely interesting than most other professional wrestling matches. But it works with these two, and it works so well, especially with the Cosmic Angels tie in there too. And this, I think, really helps solidify Maki coming into Stardom from TJPW. So I think this has done a really good job in showing, like, hey, she's here now, and she's kind of a force to be reckoned with, not somebody to take lightly.
We're going to talk about Maki a little bit later, because in the post show, like in the backstage interviews, after All Star Grand Queendom goes off the air, Maki makes her intentions known, and she immediately jumps the line for a certain championship, which we're going to talk about. I was like, oh, Maki never changed. But Benny, same question to you. How did we feel about Natsupoi and Maki Ito?
So, first off, Walker Stewart going solo like Joey Styles tonight. Man, he did a great job. And he did a lot of the heavy lifting in this match because there was a lot going on, and to catch up somebody like myself who didn't really know the whole story, right? But getting into the match, like this is the first time where I was like, "Whoa, the pageantry! Oh my god, these entrances with the drone shots! Oh my god, they just keep upping the ante all night long." And I didn't know what to call the call and repeat punches in my notes, so I just said call and repeat punches. Like,
I think those are the cutest punches.
yeah, those ones. Which I like. I like those. Like I've seen them before. You know what I mean? But it just could not remember. But like, I love the storytelling towards the end, where it was pretty clear that whoever got the best or maybe the cutest roll up was going to be the one that ended up getting the win. You know. Which was fantastic. This is a fun way to open the actual show.
I agreed. And even like the post match stuff was a lot of fun as well because Maki gets on the mic and not to point like flips her off before she exits too. Like I'm like, oh, this is not far from over, and I am okay with that. So great stuff. This was a fun way to open up the show, but we must keep going because we got a lot to talk about. Like this match, you go from a singles match to a tag team gauntlet match. Good God, we had 6 tag teams in here. This is the obligatory, let's get everybody on this card as much as possible, but they decided to do it in a tag team gauntlet match, which I appreciated. So, this is a lot of stuff. So, so essentially, this is a tag team gauntlet match where you got to outlast all the teams in order to get here. So this is going to be fun. Um, so this is very, very interesting. So this is the like I said, how we got here. This is the get everyone on the card multi-team gauntlet match. Under the winner stays on rule set. There is some stuff in here specifically with FWC. So this is Hazuki and Koguma. So this has to do with Fuwa-chan's arrival. She pulled Hazuki and Koguma out of their funk back into caring about Stardom after they'd been taking outside dates and seemed checked out. And this was their springboard back into the tag team title contention after the past of losing a lot of stuff. So let's get into this, shall we? So round 1, we start with Neo Genesis. So Starlight Kid and May. Lord help us. Excuse me. Starlight Kid and May Sera taking on Rion and Waka Tsukiyama. May sucker kicks Rion after a handshake, and we get some cradle exchanges. May shooting star for the pin. So Neo Genesis wins round 1. Round 2, Neo Genesis versus Hate, being in the form of Rina and Ansasa Inaba. Hate jumps the girls. Rina throws Kid by the mask and spits at the ref, which is unsanitary. Octopus stretch by Rina. Pump kicks galore. Starlight Kid counters Asasa's cradle for the pin. Round 3, you have the Neo Genesis girl be taken on God's Eye, which is Hina and Ami Sore. Ami Torture Rack drops both Neo Genesis members. Stereo standing moonsaults from Neo Gen. Mad Splash from Hina for the pin. Round 4, you had God's Eye taking on Stars, which is Saya Ida and B Priestley. Stars jump before the bell. B and Ami in a big girl exchange. Ida flying Polish hammer. Knee strike from B. Ida lariats Hina for the pin. And then round 5, Stars versus FWC. FWC jump Stars. Kokuma does the Kuma dance, which I love the Kuma dance that she does, which provokes B. Hazuki blind tags in with a missile drop kick. B misses a super kick on Hazuki, hits Ida instead. Hazuki Strawl on Ida for the pin. The winner, FWC, win the gauntlet. And this was insane. This was crazy. Lots of in and out. Nothing really lasts more than like less than 4 or 5 minutes, but it was entertaining as heck. Betty, I'm going to come to you first. How did we feel about our tag team gauntlet?
This was fantastic. I really liked this match. It didn't much like the other one, like with the high speed one. It didn't overstay its welcome, and I really liked what they did in the match. Also, like it was like a traditional gauntlet, so that was pretty cool. Like I love the newer AEW style gauntlet, which is pretty neat. But I think this was to get everybody on the show and eat up some time. Uh, just a couple spots that I thought were really cool was like the double torture rack that one of them hit at one point. Uh, Starlight Kid coming out with the Liger style entrance mask uh, really hit me hard because, well, I'm a sucker for Liger, and the miscommunication between B and Ida towards the end was ended up being their downfall, and we'll get to it later on, but there are going to be some more stories coming out of that miscommunication. That's for sure.
Agreed. All right, Jesse, same question to you. 6 tag teams. How do we feel?
It was good, not great. There were some definite high spots, and this did really do a good job in serving to showcase Stardom's depth in tag teams. I say good, not great, because Starlight is my favorite, Neo Genesis is my favorite faction, and they should have won purely because I'm biased and I think they should win all the time.
It's okay. I love you, Jesse. Listen, Stardom will do that to you when you fall in love with the faction, because Stardom does the factions. You are going to root for those girls. And honestly, Stardom has done a very smart thing mixing this wrestling, but it also feels like idol culture too.
Yeah, they did a good job. They've done a good job blending that. But hey, look, there's another faction or tag team I really like, and they lose again. Kind of just matches my track record, doesn't it?
Dang, Jesse, that's crazy.
I should start hating them like publicly, and then in my own brain actually really liking them. So maybe they'll reverse psychology type thing.
You put out in the world, you're psyching the world out, and then they find out they can win. Oh my goodness, I love that. So yes, we're going to talk a little bit about B Priestley a little bit later in the show, but let's keep this going. So we get into our third match of the evening, which is for the Future of Stardom Championship. This is our champion, Rana Yagami, taking on Emma Maishima. I promise I'm going to do good with these names. I've been practicing all weekend. So this is the story of how we got here, because it's actually a pretty simple one. This is Rana's third title defense. Again, for those of you who weren't here for our Cinderella tournament's final show, she won the belt off of Hanako at the finals. And Emma here earned this shot by winning the Rookie of Stardom 2026 tournament, beating Furusawa in the final. So it should be noted here that former wrestler extraordinaire and president of NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Mr. Hiroshi Tanahashi, gifted Maishima the sling blade ahead of this match. So he gave the blessing for the sling blade to be used, which is very, really interesting to see. Alrighty, so play-by-plays. Maishima opens hot. Drop kick at the bell, flurry of forearms, more drop kicks to try to get the 2 count. Rana goes straight for the arm with his running spin kick, a PK to the back. I love a good PK. And front for 2. Love those. Double arm submission, but Maishima crawls to the ropes. She finally hits the sling blade for the 2 count, but the execution wasn't as crisp. We got a Boston Crab for a rope break. Busaiko knee for 2. Roll up for 2. Rana goes for a leg lariat for 2. Again, another roll up for 2. Rana counters the suplex with the skull kick, and Rana puts this one away with the Tay Rock, which is a brutal, and what I epitomize as a brutal Zack Sabre Jr. style submission to make Mishima tap. So your winner and still future of Stardom champion, Miss Rana Yagami. Jesse, how did we feel about the future of Stardom championship match?
This is one of the few matches I've seen in recent history that the ending made both look stronger, because this is a great showing by Emma, who was able to show her prowess and her technicality in the ring. It's solidifying Rana. This is her 3rd defense in a row as a fighting champion, and it's really helping along with her legacy and her future in this promotion. And they hit really hard.
Yeah, this was, as the kids say, this definitely was a slobber knocker fight. This was a slobber knocker. Holy crap. I recoiled and I had to massage my shoulder because I was like, oh, that's ow. Oh, ow. Oh, ow. For reals. All right, Benny, future Stardom Championship. What did you think?
I thought this one was really fun. Like, this one was it was not a 1-to-1, but it really reminded me sort of like CSJ versus Bryan Danielson, the first one in a sense, because like that double omoplata that ended it at the end there, like, was definitely, I thought the same thing. Like, it definitely like a ZSJ move, you know? And there was a really nice running leg lariat in this match, and there's never enough running leg lariats, in my opinion. And right out the gate, this what's her name, Emma, was like swinging for the fences. Like, she was like trying to get this one over quick, you know, and just going right at it. And there was a couple times tonight where, like, it's gonna be a recurring thing I say, but like, there's a few times where people just sort of like try to rope-a-dope somebody and it doesn't work.
This was a lot of fun, and kind of in the post scrum, if you will. So backstage with all the interviewers. Funny enough, Kikyo Furusawa shows up and puts herself forward as the next challenger, even though she lost her own pre-show match, which is a very cheeky move in Stardom, and it definitely probably sets up the next title program. So I can't wait to see more of Rana Yagami's title run, and interested to see where the future of Stardom Championship goes. Alrighty, so let's keep this going. So it was at this point, after this match, from here on out, everything was about to get crazy. So this was the turning point. Everything before this was fun and good. This is where we step into the world of fantastical magic and amazing craziness. Starting with match number 4 on the main card. This is Sayori now taking on one of the newest members of Stardom, Miss Fua-chan. Of course, you know, celebrity in Japan. So here is how we got here. And this plays into the actual real life stuff of Fua-chan. So a lot of the Stardom wrestlers have been calling out Fua on the mic for not taking wrestling seriously enough. Because again, she is an internet personality, and then she decided to do this wrestling thing, like a lot of influencers that we see in a certain US-based company that we shall not name on this channel. But specifically, Sayori is very uber serious, ice cold. She crushed Fua-chan in a recent Corrigan Hall tag and took it personally. So there are some interesting stipulations in this match. If a now won, Fua-chan had to drop her stage name and wrestle as Haruka Fua, which is her birth name. And then now even came out in a black Ozaki Goon style gear instead of her normal look with no handshakes for this match. And um I have all notes on the play-by-play. They're not very descriptive though, because the amount of back and forth and close calls and everything that was happening in here. And for me personally, Fuwa-chan was definitely the underdog going into this, given the story that we were building towards. And for when she hit La Magistral for a flash pin and won this after going almost 17 minutes with Sayori, made my heart a little happy for Fuwa-chan. And I think I'm rooting for Fuwa-chan more and more, you guys. I really love Fuwa-chan. I really, really do. But this was great. Holy crap. Big boots, octopus stretches, cross arm breakers, the 3 German suplexes in a row from Sayori was insane. And Fuwa-chan hitting a moonsault. It was. I had fun with this match. Holy crap! This was as the French people say. This was fantastique. Alrighty, Betty. I'm gonna come to you first. How did we feel about Sayori versus Fuwa-chan?
Yeah, this was honestly one of my matches of the night because the story in this match just really resonated well with me. And there was this one part where what's her name?
Sayori?
Yeah, Sayori. Thank you. I needed help there. Was trying to break the finger grip of Fuwa-chan, and like it's the little tiny details that I love about wrestling. Like if she would have had a grip like across the wrist, it probably would have been better. But the way that she Sayori was like just stretching her, she couldn't get that grip, and what was it like? Oh, Fuwa-chan hitting that first moonsault. Not a bad moonsault for the first time if you ever hit it, you know. And I really like there was one spot where like they're fighting on the top turnbuckle, and I don't know much Japanese, if any, right? But there's certain phrases that like I picked up on over the years, right? And Sayori was essentially saying, "Bring it," I believe, to Fuwa-chan, and boy did she ever! But it did sort of end a little bit weirdly. I think there was like a 4 of a 5 count. But overall, one of the matches of the night.
What is it? Yeah, again, this is the narrative that we've been building with Fuwa-chan since the beginning of this year, that she is someone who is not in the wrestling world coming in and doing this, and the girls want her to take it seriously. And I think she accomplished that. Jesse, your thoughts on Sayori versus Fuwa-chan?
I mean, I have no thoughts that are super different than what's already been echoed by both of you. I was kind of shocked at the ending having Fuwa-chan with the win. I mean, it's storytelling. It makes sense because it's her. Hey, I am taking this seriously. That's why I was able to do this. But to have Sayori, one of the higher members of Cosmic Angels, lose, and this is, I think, the second loss for the Cosmic Angels tonight. Not real great for that faction.
Which, you know what, is interesting too, but I feel like, and we'll get into it, but they do the Cosmic Angel girls do make up for it where there's a lot of stakes involved. So we're going to talk about that here, but we'll get there. But I did appreciate that post-match, Sayori offered her hand post-match, but gets the last shot in with an evil grin. And honestly, this is a big win for Fuwa over, like you said, Jesse, like one of the main eventers for Cosmic Angels. Like, It is
It's a big
insane.
win. That shouldn't be understated. That's a big win for Fuchan.
It is. And you're right, because at this point in the night, the Cosmic Angels were at a 1-3 deficit at this point. I was just like, what is happening? So before we get into the next match, because I do want to cover this quickly, after this match, we do get the retirement ceremony for Saki Kashima, which we saw some highlights. We saw the Stone Pitbull himself, Tomohiro Ishii, who is Saki's idol that I come to learn, which was really, really nice. Came up to give her a bouquet of flowers and his sunglasses. Saki cuts a tearful farewell promo. Please continue to love professional wrestling, which I was just like, yes, girl, we love you. Lays down for the 10 bell salute, showering in confetti. Bows to the president of Stardom, Mr. Taru Okada. Walks back to the ramp one last time. The queen of the Kishi Kasai. Day one Stardom wrestler send off. Loved it. I was just like, this is how we do retirement ceremonies. I was feeling warm in my tum tum, as Simon Miller would say. But then that was immediately filled with just awe and horror because Lord have mercy. I kid you not. I had to double check, Jesse, and you'll understand why. I had to double check because I was just like, GCW, did we like invade Stardom for a little bit? Like, because this was nuts. Because this was a drunkard's car crash hardcore match. This is Mi Vida Loca, which is Suzu Suzuki and Rina Yamashita taking on Micah and Hanako. Essentially, this was your death match. This all started at Dream Queendom over a tag match draw that nobody liked. EXV lost the faction battle, and Micah disbanded for the EXV faction for no reason. But the EXV members kept teaming up anyways. Hanako dyed her hair blonde. Like, coming into this, this essentially was a death match. But what made this a drunkard's death match was the fact that we had beer cans added into this plunder mix. Good God, there was a lot of stuff. We had beer cans, chair duels, people getting slapped with a bouquet of flowers was actually kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. That was hilarious.
There weren't any thorns.
Yeah. But then it got into the deathmatch spots that we come to see. Like, Suzu staples flowers to Micah and Hanako's bloody heads, and the cameraman made sure to zoom in on that action. I was like, oh God, what is happening? We got a ladder spot. Hanako brings out the giant fan at one point. I was just like, good God. Hanako powerbombs Suzu off the top rope to a table spot. Only grazes the second table. Those Japanese tables, they do not break very well. And I got flashbacks to when Sol Ruka did not hit her tables correctly a couple of weeks ago back at NXT and had to get stitches in the top of her head. We had a wooden barrel over Hanako's head for a double chair shot. Hanako takes an unprotected chair shot to the head. I was like, oh my God. That was insane. Rina goes to the top rope for a splash. Suzu hits the tequila shot plus a German suplex for 2. Suzu hits a second German suplex onto a chair, making Hanako stay down, and your winner is Mi Vida Loca. I say this, so the three of us in some capacity, we're used to seeing death matches, whether it's in GCW or other promotions that do these hardcore matches. I don't know if it's because of the people who were involved in this match, especially Miss Rina Yamashita, who is very synonymous with deathmatch wrestling in Japan and in the United States. But a deathmatch in Stardom is very, very rare. We hardly ever rarely see them do these matches. And the fact that they did it for All Star Grand Queendom was crazy. Jesse, how did we feel about this hardcore match?
This match was brutal. Like, just not even capital B, all caps, brutal. I I was kind of sad to see Hanako lose just because I'm a big fan of hers as well. But it makes sense because, let's face it, Suzu and Rina are much more experienced when it comes to this style of match. The overall match was great. Some of the spots were a little bit too much for me. But overall, definitely different than we've seen in Stardom over the past few what are they, premium live events, whatever they call them, that I've watched recently.
Fair point. Alrighty, Benny, same question to you. How did we feel about the hardcore match?
That's pretty fun. I didn't know that hardcore matches weren't a part of Stardom, because you would have thought that that they had them all the time, the way that they just fit like a glove here. I like that they had a celebratory drink before they all busted each other open. And then the can came into play a few minutes later. That literally busted everybody open. Was it Hanako doing the Terry Funk spot with the ladder? I love that. That spot never gets old. I don't care who it is. I love it. And yeah, the Japanese tables, man. It must be the frame or something, right? Like, because the wood seems fine, but like it's always just you go right through them, and that frame is still standing tall, And what is it like? Whoever went through the table, like, yeah, that was pretty gross because like she definitely like clipped the other one with the back of her head. And actually reminded me of a Sting spot back in 2022.
Oh Lord. That was an
man.
insane spot for the Stinger, man. Like, oof. So, insane match. Mi Vida Loca for the win. I'm safely assuming that this feud is done. This is it. This was the blow off match, and so everyone can move on to what's next for them. Announcement time, because it was after this match we got the announcement of the dates for the 5-star Grand Prix. So this is Stardom's giant summer tournament, which is going to be running this year from July 18th to August 23rd. 16 shows, including one day and night double header. So so the summer tournament is announced, and we will be talking about the finals in August. So stay tuned for that one. Alrighty. Guys. Woo! So this is where things get crazy. Alrighty, so we are now talking about nothing but championship matches now. And the first one up is for the IWGP Women's Championship. The champion is Shuri, taking on AEW's Megasis, the Miss Megan Bayne. Literally, the how we got here. Megan just made the challenge, and that is how we got this. Which honestly, I'm okay with it. So, stories and feuds don't need it. Let me tell y'all, when that bell rang, though. Megan works very well. She is very good at what she does, as she is the Megasis. She is the Amazon of a woman, and she is a Brit shithouse for all intents and purposes. So it was really fun to not only watch her be the powerhouse in this match, but I also have to give credit to Megan too for selling the hell out of Shuri's moves too. They both did. Shuri and Megan Bayne went really back and forth. And Megan, listen, Shuri is that girl. I always know that she's that girl, but Megan, we started pulling stuff out that I have not seen you do in a hot minute. Or I was like, hold up. Y'all were holding out on me, Megan? Megan. What? Megan. If you can't already tell, I'm biased. I love Megan Bates so damn much. I've loved her since the independent scene in GCW, and I love her in AEW, but good God, this was also another hard-hitting match because you have Megan, and we also need to remember too that Shuri is an ex-UFC fighter too, so she knows how to throw punches as well. Um, I don't have a lot of notes for this because I was just watching two girls beat each other up. um, so I yeah. Um Benny, I'm gonna come to you first. You are very familiar, especially with Miss Megan Bain, given another promotion that we cover on this channel. But I want to know, how did you feel about Shuri and Megan?
This was fantastic, as I expected, because Shuri has had a series of bangers just to start off this year. Like she is pretty great. You know, she's essentially the Joshi version of Kurt Angle. You know, because like she just took like it to water, and she's just perfect. And I really like the fact that um, even though Shuri was a champion, she was sort of like the underdog in this one. It was a very David versus Goliath style match, and those educated feet of Shuri came into play later on in the match. Because everything that Megan did towards like the latter half of this match, uh, Shuri seemed to have counter for, and uh, didn't Megan do a moonsault at one point, or she attempted a
She
moonsault?
did.
I was like, what? I was like, what's that? Where'd that come from?
That is, I kid you not, Benny. That was the moment I'm like, Megan, we've been holding out. What is happening? I was like, you've been holding out on me.
Man, seriously. And the last thing I'll say is that you couldn't have played music over the top of that. Like it was just so weird.
I'm so mad that we had to mute Megan's entrance music due to copyright. I'm like, no. But if I remember correctly, I think the copyright laws of Japan are like no joke either. They're like 10 times more strict than they are in the US.
Oh yeah. That's why pretty much like there's like no footage from like any New Japan, you know? Because they're like, it's mine. Take it down, you know?
Japan in general, but New Japan and Stardom do not, excuse my French, they do not fucking play. Like, I have heard horror stories of people even showing like 10-second clips of New Japan stuff and New Japan coming for the jugular. They're like, no. So I'm like, oops. All right, Jesse, same question to you. How do we feel about our IWGP Women's Championship match?
Sorry, I was doing the muted Bane. That was the first note I wrote.
Fucking Jesse.
Very hard hitting. It was very physical. This was the first match that had like the big match feel to me, but it didn't feel like a wrestling match. It felt more like a fight with these two. It was very technically sound. Overall, it was great, but for me, it really proved Shuri's approach when it comes to wrestling, especially when she is billed as the underdog, because she's got a very methodical approach where she's systematically wearing down body parts instead of just going for like flash and surprise finishes. And it works even against the muted Megasis.
I love it. Oh man, this was such a good match. This was really good. Definitely going to be in probably my favorite matches that I watched in April. Yes, I can say that. But let's keep this going because we got 3 more matches to talk about. Oh wait, I missed it. There we go. They glitched. Oh my god, you guys. Jesus. Alrighty. This, I also love this match, if you couldn't tell. This is for the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Championships. This is BMI 12,000, which of course is Hates, Natsuko Tora, and Ruaka, taking on 02 line, which is Azumi and Miyu Amasaki. Um, how we
Neo
got here?
Genesis.
Yeah, Neo Genesis. So it's the Neo Genesis girls versus Hate. Um, this is this is the story going into this. This match was made because the Neo Genesis girls, got the win by beating BMI in an 8-woman tag team match. And also, BMI has had a very long title reign with these things for over a year and a half now, and they have been probably the most dominant tag team in Stardom right now. Hate has really run roughshod over a lot of the divisions here in Stardom over the last year and a half. But these two girls specifically, they were getting desperate for all the championship matches they were held. They were cheating more to usually hold their belts. And I put a special note in here because I feel like it was this match moving forward that the baby faces begin to rally in all the matches after this. This is where I think the babyface rally began. Um, what can I say? I think Natsuko Tora is probably one of my favorites because that girl does some crazy ass shit. Like the snap suplex she does and the standing splash as well is insane to watch. Of course, I'm also a big fan of Azumi. I have lots of exposure to her, both here in Stardom and when she makes appearances in like CMLL. They always send her to Mexico. They also send her a lot to New Japan Strong here in the States, as well as competing on AEW television as well, and sometimes Ring of Honor television. So Homegirl is world traveled. Um my favorite moment though, the draping DDT off of the bridge, which sets up the tensai, but Natsuko couldn't get her up was crazy. The elevated DDT spot. This was just two tag teams going and hitting every single move, which is a lot. um so yeah, I love this. And we got new champions out of this. The Neo Genesis girls end up picking up the titles here. So this was fantastic. Jesse, how do we feel about our Goddess of Stardom championship match?
This and the next three matches are all collectively my matches of the night. So yeah, it's a cop out, whatever. I'm still going for it. They're also on my short list for matches of the year. 10 out of 10, no notes. We got new champs. Azumi, who's my other favorite of this promotion. She gets a win. The only note I had was I am glad that Mia did her finish twice because the first one looked weak. And then the second one, she got all of it.
Love it. Benny, same question to you. How do we feel about the tag title match?
I completely agree. This is actually on my short list of match of the year matches already. There was like a superplex that was like done over other people in the corner, which I thought was a really creative way of doing that. And then they like broke it up by like doing a Death Valley driver on top of the pinfall. And I was like, this is amazing. like, and the way it was built, like I'm gonna get the names wrong. BMI, right? BMI 200. Like they were absolute bruisers throughout this match, just being complete bullies. And well, the Great Moon is my favorite wrestler, so like a good miss spot never never messes with me. And I also did love the fact that when the mist was hit, it was color coordinated to the outfit.
We love that the mist is like a fashion accessory that you need to pair with your outfits, and we love it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is such a fun tag team match. Again, new champions with the Neo Genesis girls picking up the win here. All right, let's keep this going. 2 more matches.
I'm fading, Mikey. I'm fading.
I know. We're gonna get through it. We got 2 more matches. God, this is a long card. I love y'all, but I love you, Stardom. But gosh dang, this is a long card. Okay, really quickly. Wonder of Stardom Championship. We have Hanan versus Konami. Hanan got this match as the winning the Cinderella tournament this year. Konami ruined Hanan's Cinderella celebration by first spraying her with black paint. And then at the press conference for All Star Grand Queendom, Konami struck again by spraying her with white paint, and Anon vowed revenge. And that is how we got here. This is where I say where the distractions started to become a lot, especially with our champions doing everything they can to keep their titles, especially when we get into the main event. But guys, despite all the quote unquote bullying, Hanan is your winner, and she is the new Wonder of Stardom champion after a really solid back and forth. Jesse, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if Hanan realizes this, but she would have got to choose the match stipulation if she had pressed left, right, up, down, BA, start. But I don't think she realized that. So that being said, all terrible jokes aside, this was a big breakout moment for Hanan, and the ending was unexpected. I mean, kind of unexpected, because Konami, she really controlled the match almost the entire time. I feel like Hanan won just on pure willpower and resilience. But she got the win. We got a new champion, and this really was a good breakout moment for her. I'd like to see how her career progresses now.
Love that. Benny, thoughts on this semi-main event?
Yeah, earlier I had mentioned a little bit about a rope-a-dope, right? And Konami in this match was really just trying to. Anytime Hanan would fire up, Konami would just be like, "All right, give me your best shot," and then and then just would blister her. I really like that story. She just totally mean the entire match, and Hanan had a great fire. I really that bridging back body drop for the win. We saw a lot of bridging suplexes tonight, but that high angle backdrop looked gross.
Gross is the right word for that.
Oh man, and actually sort of surprising. Not to give any spoilers away, but it happened like last week. But
I'm like,
but 3 out of the 4 titles were changed.
But they didn't watch the next match.
Oh, you didn't?
They didn't watch the next match. And be like, oops. Anywho, well, speaking of the next match, right? Let's get into the next match, though. But before this is where a big story progression happens. So the Stars girls come out to celebrate with Hanan. B Priestley picks up Hanan in celebration and then hits the electric chair, which is like, it was giving me Randy Orton being expelled from Evolution back in 2004 vibes. But B Priestley electric chair drops Hanan, beats up Stars, and B turns on Stars. She rips up her shirt and shows that she is wearing a hate shirt. So B Priestley officially joins hate.
Boo.
Which for those of us who have been familiar with Miss B. Priestley, this echoes B. Priestley's original Oedo Tai heel turn from her first Stardom run. So it's just like, damn it, B. Priestley, we can never have good things with you because you always want to be evil. But I love you though.
I feel like she's had as many heel turns as Paul White has.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Oh Lord.
Oh,
So
he never changes.
no. So hate has replenished itself this night, especially this moment. B. Priestley is part of hate. Alrighty. We're almost there, Jesse. Last one. Main event time. This is the World Stardom Championship. We have our champion going into this match, Saya Kamitani, taking on the challenger, Sayaka Kurara. This main event has so much story to it, so I'm going to give the Spark Notes version. First off, Saya Kamitani going into this match has held the red belt at 483 days. And she has said throughout this run that she was chasing Io Sky's defense record. This would have been her 10th, and Io's record stands at 14. So Kamitani is the bona fide megastar of Stardom, especially during this reign. Kurara previously had an unsuccessful title challenge last year and surprised everyone by making the challenge again at Supreme Fight, badgering Kamitani until she relented, though Saya wanted her own stipulation added to her match. If Kurara lost this match, she would have to disband Cosmic Angels. So Kurara Sayaka without any hesitation accepts, and this made the Cosmic Angel girls mad. They were more pressed than Panini, y'all. So over the next year, Sayaka built herself up as a heart on the sleeve rallying point for Cosmic Angels and for Stardom as a whole, and definitely showed up and showed out. First of all, before we get to the match, y'all, Sayaka came out cosplaying as Tom Nakano. And for those of you who do not know, Tom Nakano was the leader of the Cosmic Angels. She was the seasoned vet, and she retired last year as part of last year's All Star Grand Queendom, in which if she lost her match against Saya Kamitani, Sayaka wanted her to retire. Tam lost, and she has since retired from Stardom and wrestling as a whole. It's been a whole year. Cosmic Angels have had to build themselves back up. If we want to talk about like a true hero versus villain like trope in wrestling, this match had it all. There was lots of stuff paying homage, Sayaka paying homage to Tom. Saya Kamitani not making it any easy. There was just so much going on. And then of course the factions got involved. This was a 30-minute this was a 27-minute
story
going into all of this. But in the finishing moments, Sayaka attempts to hit Saya with like another spear after hitting one, but Kamitani uses the ref as the shield, in which we saw Rina run in and whip Kurara with her Kato Nine Tails. Kamitani Frankensteiner for the 2. And then Kurara hits another spear, climbs to the top, hits the 450 splash, which she calls the Firebird. Your winner and new World of Stardom champion, Sayaka Kurara, has vanquished the Dark Phoenix Queen herself, putting an end to Saya Kamitani's reign at 483 days and 9 title defenses. Woo! This is a lot. All right. I'm going to start with the newbie. So, Benny, main event time, the World of Stardom Championship. How did we feel about Saya Kamitani versus Sayaka Kurara?
Well, first of all, this was easily, again, one of my matches of the year because this match started slow and it built to a crescendo, and I really like the part at the end where like even though like I'm still coming in, I'm still new. Like I can tell that like throughout the night that there was some sort of battle brewing between Cosmic Angels and Hate, right? Like I picked up on that pretty easily, and seeing that last final stretch where Cosmic Angels and Hate are literally coming to blows in the ring, and then Sayaka hits that picture perfect 450 splash for the 1, 2, 3, and there's tears, there's there's streamers, you name it. Like, wow, wow, what a show, man! What a show.
Jesse, same question to you. This was our main event. How did we feel about our main event of All Star Grand Queendom 2026?
Match of the night. It's only May, but this is match of the year contender for me. How many minutes are we in? Plenty. I was shitting myself the entire match because I'm thinking like, oh, we're gonna lose the Cosmic Angels. Well, they're not my favorite faction. They're number 2. And I didn't want that to happen. And there was a lot of interference by Hate. Kurita took a lot of baseball bats directly to the chest. Yeah, that scared me. But her 450 at the end was absolutely stunning.
There's nothing else I can say. I said this last year with Tom Nakano and Sayu Kamitani. That match was my match of the night and almost was very close to being my match of the year. And I had to really dig deep to figure it out. However, it did make my matches, my top 12 matches of 2025, which I did in December. Sidebar. I I went over to my friend's house, and for like 5, 6 hours straight, he's like, "Hey, I want you to." While I was on Christmas break, he's like, "I want you to show me your favorite matches of the year." And so I'm like, "Okay." We sat down and we watched 12 whole matches together, so it was a lot. But this again will also go on my short lists for match of the year, and dare I say, this is probably my favorite women's match of the year so far as well. And that's saying something because we had some fun stuff happen in other promotions, but we're gonna see how the rest of this year goes. Really quickly before we get into our closing, here, uh, in the press conference backstage, in the funniest moment ever, Maki Ito confronts Kurata, and Kurata, as the new head of the Cosmic Angels, Maki stakes her claim to be the first challenger for the title. So Maki Ito title match, okay, like, oh Lord, this is gonna be hilarious, and I cannot wait for this. But oh my gosh, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, or if you are like a heathen like me, to all my bitches and bros and non-binary hoes, we have did it. We have made it through All Star Grand Queendom 2026. I'm Overall, this was a fantastic show. We all loved it. It is late. We gotta get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning in. The rest of this week is a bit of a shorter week due to obligations and some drafting and some things that need to be taken care of now. But really quickly, we will be back live Thursday for a double header, as not only we talk about Eve 149 Resist and Riot, which saw a very, very excellent tag team main event, because good God. And honestly, for me, I think a certain Miss Holly Barlow might be on my list of ones to watch for this year and next year. She is my rookie of the year so far. But then I will also be back later that night to talk about Progress Wrestling Chapter 194, Super Strong Style 16, in which we crown our men's and our first ever women's Super Strong Style 16 tournament, which guarantees them a championship match. And spoiler alert, for those of you who haven't watched yet, but it's been out for hours, Charles Crowley will be challenging Cara Noir for the title at some point. But Benny, you're going to enjoy this because in Progress, the first ever women's super strong style winner, Rio, will be fighting Alexis Falcon for the Progress Women's Championship. And I'm just like, good.
Gotta
God.
have the closed captioning on for that for that promo segment. Have the closed
Good
captioning on for that
God,
promo
it's gonna be
segment.
insane. But then we're back to our regular scheduled programming. Friday is TNA. Saturday there's a watch along. I'm hanging out with some friends as we, there's a thing happening in Tampa, Florida. So we are going to do a watch along for that because engagement, and we have to. But I get to hang out with friends, and they gonna get crazy, so it's gonna be fun. Alrighty, we love y'all, but we got to get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning in from all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home. Take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you later, but until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.